Hey guys, I wanted to go through this week and really give you full instruction on what this week looks like and what my expectations are. Some of you really struggled to understand what I wanted out of the paper last week. And some of you were able to come to the Zoom meetings and reached out to me. Others waited to the last minute. So we're going to start with a video. And if throughout the week you ask me questions, I'm going to tell you to refer to the video because I'm probably going to answer all of your questions. I also pre-answer all of your questions in the instructions. Some of you see it and you're like, oh, it's too wordy, I don't want to read it. It's wordy because you aren't in the classroom. You're not sitting here. You don't get to hear my voice and listen to how I explain it. So I try to explain it as best I can in your instructions. So if you don't read it, I mean, yeah, you're going to be confused. So first things first, before you email me asking me about something, check the rubric and then message me. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm probably already answered your questions in the instructions. Just, skim through it to find your answer. I think about the questions you're going to ask me as I'm writing your rubrics and writing the assignments for you. So, take that extra step, because if you're asking me a question that I know I answered in the rubric, I'm going to tell you to come to a Zoom meeting or reread the rubric. All right, so moving forward. So this week, how it looks, if you look at the newsletter for the week, we are going to do an introduction to marine technology, and you are going to work on your presentation. Work on your presentation. Your presentation is due, and there's a virtual presentation. First, I want to say it is not everyone comes to a Zoom meeting, we have a live class, and everyone shares their stuff. No, it's virtual, meaning you're going to post your project onto the discussion board, and other people are going to read your projects. That's right. So if it's complete trash and you rush it, everyone's going to see it, just like if you had a poster. So take your time. There's a couple different ways you can do the projects, and I'm going to get into that. But pretty much your mastery grades are going to be the presentation, which is 20 points, and then the virtual presentation. I may bump this to 10 points depending on what I see, but I'm going to start with 5. So total, this whole project's about 25 or 30 points worth of your grade, so it's a big chunk. For students with accommodations, I'm also going to address what it looks like for you as well. All right, so that's your week. So what is this looking at like? All right, let's bob back. Okay, so Monday, okay, you're going to read the intro presentation. You're going to open the Marine Technology PowerPoint, review the presentation rubric, and begin your presentation slide 1. I'm going to fix that. Okay, so what does this look like in the folder? Here's your introduction. Hey, you'll be completing presentation. Awesome. All right, so this explains it just in case you don't listen to this video. Look, I explained it to you twice. Wow, that's crazy. What happens? Oh, hold on, just about that. Okay. There's your intro. Okay, here's your presentation. I also have everything as a PDF for you. So if for whatever reason that doesn't work, you can try the PDFs. Okay, so here is that's your rubric, and this is your PowerPoint. Okay, so I want you to read your rubric. Okay, here are all your directions. Wow, crazy. All right, so how you kind of dissect this, I'm actually going to go and pause for a second, and I'm going to go and use the Word doc. Okay, so I'm actually using the PDF. All right. When compared to ocean exploration tools used today, it is remarkable to consider what scientists were able to learn using this very limited technologies of the past. The NOAA Ocean Explorer website contains information on the history, development, and current applications of research equipment organized into 4 main categories: vessels, submersibles, diving, and remote sensing. Drones can fall into multiple categories. Drones can be a submersible or a remote sensing. Choose a specific technology in one of these categories and create a presentation to educate others. Okay, so what does that look like? Here are your simple directions. After going through the teacher PowerPoint, choose one category of technology to research. Okay, so when you go into the PowerPoint, which I'll open in a minute, it's going to show you videos and information on each topic. So if you're like, oh, cool, I like diving, watch a video on diving. Okay, I could do a project on that. Then you're going to go to this website. If it doesn't automatically open for you, copy and paste it into your browser. And look, These are all different types of technologies that you could do. Environmental DNA, that sounds awesome. I would forget about that. Okay, all these are different types of technologies. Technical or scientific diving, submersible collectors, trawls are a big one. That's a big one. Vessels. There's tons of different things that you can pick. If you want to specifically look at a subject area, if you want to look at marine archaeology, geology, biology, looking at different species, what do they use to study animals? These are all possible things that you can do. But there is more or simpler versions of this and videos in Teacher PowerPoint. Okay. So how do you complete this assignment? You can either do a PowerPoint, Google Slides, or a Prezi. That's a free website. You can make a short video with some visuals. Like it's fine if you just like make little signs, or if you make a poster and show it, that's fine. But you have to post it to YouTube and share the link with me. If you have questions about how to do a video, message me directly. If there's another way you can complete it that works with your technology at home but is not listed, please contact me. It must be approved by me or it's a zero. Like you can't just decide to do whatever you want to do and it's, doesn't align with what we're doing, or I can't open it, or I don't have the technology to look at it. So please don't waste your time doing a project that's not one of these without my permission. Just message me. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to say yes. But it could be denied, but also ask me. Throughout the week, you're going to collect the information to complete the presentation. Use the requirements as a checklist. Okay, use the requirements as a checklist, step by step. For the presentation through Schoology, it's due on Thursday. It's due on Thursday because Friday, you're going to post it for everybody to see. And then everybody has the weekend and Monday to respond to each other. So that allows you to have it late if it's not done, but it's 20% off if it's late. Like, I don't got time for that. You're lucky there's even a late period because it's a 20-point assignment. But I'll give you till Monday because everybody needs time to post including students with accommodations, they need time to post their presentations and respond to each other. So the response is really due Monday, and that's when I grade it, is your responses are getting graded on Monday. All right, so here are your requirements. This, I'm clapping my hands, this is step-by-step how to do it. Okay, I recommend using it as a checklist. Wow, oh, it's a rubric too, that's crazy. All right, it's a minimum of 10 slides. It's not hard to do 10 slides. One of them is create a title page with your name on it and your class period. Have a catchy slogan or hashtag. Have some fun with it. Add a meme if you want. A GIF, as long as it's appropriate. Be creative. Have fun with your title page. Hook me in. Hook people in. Okay. Be trending in the discussion board. Okay. And include at least 5 visual aids. Okay. That's throughout your presentation. That's not in one slide. It's throughout it. This is to help inform the reader, so they must be relevant. Include pictures, graphs, or diagrams. You can do a video, but it cannot be one from my PowerPoint, so make sure you watch it or you're going to get a 0 on it. All right, introduction to technology. So this is another slide. So here we are, slide 1, slide 2, introduce your technology. Maybe have a visual aid, I don't know. Next slide, or maybe it's 2 slides, an explanation of history of ocean technology. Okay, when was it first developed? Who came up with the initial ideas and plans? And then here's an example for you. Okay, maybe this might be 2 slides. Names of at least 2 research expeditions or initiatives where technologies have been featured during the past 10 years. That is not hard to find, I promise. Okay, so that could be 2 slides, one for each research or expedition or initiative. Okay. Here's another slide, 10 possible uses for technology. Or sorry, possible uses for technology. All right, so that's a slide, maybe 2 slides. Your conclusion, wrap up the presentation by sharing the reasons you chose the technology and how it impacts you. Use the following questions as guidelines. What would you research with this technology? Is there a specific animal or ecosystem that could benefit from the technology? How could you support the research? Do they have social media websites? This is where you can have fun and be like, hey, you should join OSearch. They should tag sharks, and here's their hashtag on social media. That could be 1 page. Okay, and then your last page, page number 10 or 11, if you're doing more, if you have more than slides, but number 10 would be your bibliography or your research page. Okay, I want 3 sources, and that could be, I don't know, did you use this page? Because that's a source for you. You're welcome. So, yeah, Here's how much everything is worth. If you're curious and you want to grade yourself, that's why I say the checklist. Do you have your name? Do you have a slogan? Do you think it was creative? Could you add a little pizzazz on it? Okay. All that's there for you. Cool. All right. Let's go back. All right. So for Monday, you've got the rubric. Here's your PowerPoint. It is also in a PDF, which I'm going to open up. So here's the PowerPoint. It's pretty straightforward. It's going to give you instructions in it too. What? Did I click the wrong one? Hold on. Okay. All right, there's the website again if you need it. Here's a review of your assignment. Here's how you access the videos. If you're having an issue, here's how you can troubleshoot. If you want to do scientific diving, here's a video. You want to try out some submersibles if you're curious. Vessels. Okay, OSearch has its own boat. Okay, that's something you could choose. Remote sensing. Okay, how they shark track, tag sharks, and watch their pings and watch their movements. There's a lot of different types of remote sensing with this. Drones, how they use drones. Shark research uses a lot of drones. And there's two types of drones. There's aerial drones and there's submersible drones. So you could do a little bit of both. Maybe, for example, Shark Week did a whole thing, and they did a competition where researchers had to get different shark feedings at different times of the day. And they had to use aerial drones and underwater drones, submersible drones. And they had to use 3 different types of drones just to get the correct data to see when they were feeding. And then they compared morning, afternoon, and night. Pretty cool. Decide how you complete the presentation. What are you doing? How are you doing it? Just open it now and start it. Review the rubric, and you're good to go. Okay, so that's day 1. The rest of the week, you are working on your assignment. Look, I have it broken down for you. Continue to work on presentation. Here's your pacing guide. Complete requirements 1, 3, and 4 today. Wednesday, complete 5, 6, 7, and 8. Thursday, you're going to go through and double check everything, make sure it's right. Don't forget these things. Number 2 is, did you have enough visual aids? Number 8, if you don't have sources, you're to 0. Did you have the right amount of slides? And then your intern in your presentation. Okay, so this might not be exactly, a pacing guide for you. You might get done earlier than that. It depends on what your week looks like, but that's just my pacing guide for you. And then Friday, what you're going to be doing is it's a virtual presentation. Straight up, if you try, I know that we want someone who does, who just makes a post so they can see everybody's projects and steal their information, yeah, I'm going to catch you real quick, and you're going to get a 0, and I'm going to write you up. So if you are not submitting a completed or turned in presentation, I'm automatically going to give you a 0. So don't even touch this until you have submitted something, because if you make a post, whoops, I didn't mean to post that, Miss Davis, you're going to get a 0. I'm not going to, just don't mess with it. Don't even touch the comment section until you have already submitted your project. So students with accommodations, that means you don't touch this until Monday. Do not even look at it until Monday. If you do not have accommodations, do not touch this until you have turned in your assignment. And that might be Monday if you're taking the late. Okay? Because if you have not turned it in, I'm going to write you up and give you a 0 because you're cheating. Because I don't know if you just stole people's information to help your project. So I'm not even going to give you the opportunity to do that. Do not touch this until you have turned in your assignment. Great. Awesome. All right. So this part of the video is for students with accommodations. Now, some of you, there's a very small handful of you that have shortened assignments, and you will see that in your assignment. But for everybody else who just has extended time, if you go into the week, especially Monday, students with accommodations, resources and support. I have a pacing guide specifically for you because you have until Monday with your extended time So this paces it out and stretches it out a little bit more for you. If you need a checklist, if you need it broken down for you, here are your goals every day and how to work on it. If you get done earlier than that, gold star for you. It's awesome. If you want to turn it in Thursday and Friday, cool. You don't have to, but you have until Monday to do it and to work on it and to double check and go back. It should be assigned to you where it won't lock until Monday night. So if you are a student with accommodation, I know who you are. So ignore if it says late, okay? All right, so if you guys have any, and I'll add more resources as I get questions from you guys if you need it, but for right now, I just put the pacing back on here. But if I notice you guys are struggling and need more, I'll put more resources in this section. All right, I know this is a long video, but I'm gonna share this with you every time I get these questions that are basically in the memory. And students get stuck. And also sometimes it's just nice to have somebody explain it to you or just be able to listen because, you know, I'm dyslexic, so I understand reading is a challenge, but what I noticed last week is it wasn't students couldn't read, it's just they didn't want to read. So I have taken the 17 minutes out of my day to go over this with you guys, make sure it's very clear. I will continue to add information throughout the week for those who are virtual. I also will be hosting every week some sort of Zoom meeting that you can join and we can go over things step by step. Last week, like I said, I did try it and I got a handful, y'all. It's great. But if I'm hosting a Zoom meeting and then you're asking me questions that are in the Zoom meeting, I'm going to tell you to come to the Zoom meeting. And I offered, last week I offered 3 different Zoom meetings at different times for students to come to. So I'm there for you. You just got to show up. Okay, guys? So don't hesitate to message me if you need any help. And I hope you have a great rest of the week and use this as a guide if you need it. All right, go back and fast forward, rewind, wherever you need to review anything I went over. All right, have a great rest of your week, guys, and good luck. I can't wait to see your projects.